Howdy, everybody. Welcome to Bob's Reactions. You can call me Bob. Was scrolling the interwebs here today. Found a cool video that piqued my interest. Just so you guys know, I have worked at a nuclear power plant before. Inside the containment building, the concrete structure that houses the reactor and all that. Anyways, this is a video 50 hours inside Chernobyl, the world's most radioactive place. Surreal experience. It's a long video. Let's get right into it. Explosion.
I've just spent the past 50 hours inside the most radioactive place on the planet.
Okay.
5.4. Whoa, that's really high now.
That's
This is 10 times higher than normal. And it will remain like so bad for thousands of years.
Home to the largest nuclear disaster in human history, and one that could have made a large portion of Europe completely uninhabitable, the exclusion zone of Chernobyl. I stayed inside the only hotel within the zone and got to meet one of the liquidators of Chernobyl.
So you called in after the accident happened?
Yeah, sure. Chernobyl really made me a different personality.
As well as one of the last remaining resettlers who decided to illegally move back into her home within Chernobyl only a year after the disaster.
How
Wow.
did she make the decision to come back?
Motherland.
I'm excited to take you along with me on this eye-opening journey and hear some of the
She
stories
moved back
directly
after
from those
only a
whose
year.
lives were changed by this event forever.
She looks fine. She didn't have three eyes. Or like,
All right,
big.
we have officially landed in Ukraine.
Long
Holy
Pinocchio
crap,
nose.
it's cold.
For our trip, we're joined by my friend and cinematographer Corey,
It's not a good sign when you walk out of the airport and you see your own breath.
There you are.
All right, you fucking made it, you guys.
a friend of ours, Yuri, who's in fact the first-born Russian to have joined the U.S. Navy.
I like
Who's
Yuri.
been to Chernobyl before.
Let's go.
You were right, it's pretty cold.
And of course, our legendary driver who doesn't speak much English, Sergey.
Hello.
Sergey, of course.
All right,
Wow.
waking up at 6:45 tomorrow.
Look at this place. Holy smokes, look at that place. It's all,
It's cold.
it was all rocks.
There has been an accident at the Chernobyl atomic power station.
One of the worst disasters in the history of nuclear power.
300,000 people were permanently evacuated from the area.
Wow,
This
300,000. I
place
didn't.
is just so radioactive, it's uninhabitable.
Maybe they'll explain.
Doing good.
I
How you
don't
doing,
know if
man?
they will or not.
Nice to meet you, man.
How are you?
Good.
Just 5 more minutes. I will just print like permit papers, sign in, like police guards will check your passport and then we will go.
Great, yeah, of course.
Wow.
Wow, I was not expecting our guide to be that jolly. And
Check out papers,
Excited.
passport.
What is
check
So
out
these are
everything.
your individual body counters. You just put them on your necks and carry on you all
believe
day.
We call those
This
dosimeters.
device records exposure, radiation exposure dose that you get during your stay on the territory of Chernobyl exclusion zone.
Yeah, inside the nuclear power plant, when you
So
go,
where are we
when
heading
you
now?
work in
We're
there, you have
heading
to
to the
keep
ghost
that
town
on
of
you
Pripyat.
at all
The
times.
place where nobody lives since April 27th, 1986. They were just told to take documents and the most necessary.
And you turn it in
And they were told that
every day,
it
and
last only 3
it
days.
reads how much exposure you had.
we
that day.
have officially arrived at the Pripyat ghost town, which is the main city that was completely evacuated.
I don't remember exactly what it's gonna be. Look, 9.
0.3 is normal.
11.
Because
So they washed the town 3
11.
times. After evacuation, they removed some 10-15 centimeters of topsoil throughout the whole town, but still there are some places where
It's all
So
contaminated.
this whole place, I mean, is permanently
Everything.
uninhabitable, basically, forever.
Radiation.
And in the next like 40 or
will touch
50 years,
everything.
all these buildings, they will just fall apart and
They're gonna
it's
fall
gone.
apart.
Yeah, eventually, yes. So at this very moment, we are looking at the local hospital of Pripyat, where they brought first victims of the Chernobyl disaster at the night of the accident, like firefighters, employees of the control room, and later on, 28 of them. The
People
state of
died.
was the worst. Like they were taken from here to Moscow to that specialized clinic where they pretty much died. Within,
Radiation
like, first
just wrecks
weeks
the cells in your
because of
body.
the extremely high doses of radiation that they obtained.
You immediately
Very scary and
gain these cancers,
So I'm
weird
guessing
cancers.
that's one of the places also most contaminated.
Just wrecks the cells in your body, you die.
Yeah, at the basement of the
equipment.
hospital, there are still all those like firefighters' uniforms, gloves, helmets.
Highly
which
radioactive,
are, like, extremely contaminated.
It's just so quiet
580.
that you hear like little squeaks of the window blowing in the wind, and like even that sounded like a little bit crack. It's freaky as fuck.
Freaky because it's like abandoned. The freakiest thing is the radiation that's just sitting there for will be thousands of years. The half-life of what is it? The uranium used, the half-life for what is it? The molecule or the cell to decay halfway.
Very, very eerie.
They call it the half-life.
It's quiet to the point
The half-life
where you start to like hear
is
your own
50
brain
years.
in a weird way. It's so dead silent.
Would be weird. I mean, dead silence isn't weird.
50,000 people used to live in the city. Average age was 26 years old. So sad.
Dead silence in the middle of all those buildings would be strange. Yeah. Look at that, the hustling, bustling city. Just
A lot of these buildings are really
abandoned.
starting to fall apart. This is the school. A few years
Left.
ago, it literally just
they left
crumbled.
it as it
See?
stood.
All the books.
Dirty dishes in the sink, supper on the stove. It was all just left. Books on the table. What that means is everybody got out of there and survived. I mean, look at that book just left open.
I think what makes Chernobyl also so interesting is that it's kind of like a time capsule for the Soviet Union. All of this stuff is just left here. You're able to come see these propaganda posters and the way that the schools looked and the architecture of the murals and all of that stuff, and it really does make it feel like a living museum at this point.
Gas mask. Gas mask.
This town was actually incredibly modern. Modern cafes, mosaics, amusement park. There was a lot of facilities that just didn't really exist anywhere else.
Thought that was cool. You can see the dome over the power plant there in the background. They built a dome to cover the highly radioactive part of the power plant.
We are about to leave the ghost town of Pripyat, And I had a moment to stand out here alone, staring through some of the windows and making me very emotional, thinking about what could have been. And through the windows you can see some of the furniture still left behind and windows half open. I don't cry very easily, but there's just something about this place. Just being here feels very heavy.
There's no reason to cry. The people left to escape the radiation and survive. You know, it's not.
At this point in
it
the
wasn't
trip,
filled with
I'll
dead
admit that I was
bodies.
feeling quite overwhelmed. Overwhelmed by the loss, the sadness, and the forgotten dreams
They had to get out of Dodge.
this place radiates. Our guide told us, however, that although most of the exclusion zone is abandoned, that there are a handful of people that moved back into the zone despite the authorities trying to get them to
that's
leave.
not a good idea.
And so, on these extremely snowy roads on the outskirts of the zone,
there were people
we
that
went searching
died that
for
were
one
at
of them.
the heart of the
We are on our way.
disaster, the
Tried to
meltdown.
meet some babushkas, some grandmas.
If you're right there, ground
decided
zero,
to
you're
move
getting
back
hit with massive
into the
radiation.
exclusion zone a
Those-
year or
those
so
guys
after
died, yeah,
the
but the
incident.
town-
had a lot of problems with the authorities for a long time, but then
The town got
over time
blanketed
the
with
authorities just
a cloud of
let them
radiation.
stay.
The well, where she gets water, completely
And if
frozen.
people stayed there, they would have had a similar fate years later. But that's why the town's abandoned, because they got the hell out of Dodge.
Oh,
Please come in, guys. Come in.
A babushka. Is that like a grandmother? Is that right?
Let me introduce you, Grandma Hanya. She's one of the most famous, self-settlers in the
Grandma
whole
Hanya.
Chernobyl.
I bet she could cook you some good supper.
She wants to cook some vareniki for you.
so she's insisting on feeding us.
What's crazy is she's wearing like a winter
This is the paper she uses to light her fire. It's from 1990. It's an old Soviet.
I mean, look, they're inside a house and they are.
Was she born and
bundled
raised
up.
here?
Here, directly here in the village.
How long was she gone when they made people leave?
So she stayed outside, after evacuation. They stayed over winter at the new place, and next spring they returned.
Wow. So she
Yeah,
was
like a
one of
year.
the first people to come back?
Yeah, pretty much, yes. Хорошо? Хорошо? Домовились.
Wonder if she has any
And how many
problems.
people came back?
В цьому році. She says 13 people.
13 people.
13 people.
What should be healthy as a
returned
horse,
to this
you know?
village. Yeah.
Out of how many?
Знаєте ж, Олексіївна,
400 or 500.
нас виселяли через 6 днів в Чорнобилі.
So they were evacuated 6 days after disaster took place. Yeah, they were planting potatoes at that moment, and then the chairman of the village council came to them and said, "You need to leave for 3 days. We will just take you away for 3 days."
they wanted.
Вимерли.
And she said that
They wanted
those
them to
people
leave
who
for
never
3 days.
returned,
They were in the middle of
to
planting
villages,
potatoes.
they passed away.
Imagine that.
That's another
Potatoes
psychological effect of
in
the
the
Chernobyl
Ukraine.
disaster.
How did she make the decision to come back? Because
Бабгань, а чому
Russia,
ви вирішили
Ukraine.
повернутися сюди?
Родина.
Probably to make some vodka.
Motherland, that's her land.
Родина. Незамінний чоловік і незамінима матка.
She plants potatoes all her life. Even 35 years after the disaster, she's still here. She eats the things that she grows on the garden, she drinks water from well, and she's 88 years old.
Oh my gosh.
what did she say?
She wants to cook something for you. That's how the grannies are. That's how pure they are.
It
When we
didn't
come, young
stunt her
generation,
life.
for her, we're all her grandkids. So, and her duty,
Or,
let's say, in the life is just to cook something, just to feed us all the time.
She's 88 years old.
Yeah. Look at her, she's amazing.
Wondering if the radiation.
Ні, перестаньте, не надо, не. Please, don't move.
Буду бачити.
She has a vodka.
She makes?
Yeah, she makes it. That's awesome.
Pure, best ever vodka you can try.
That's homemade.
Babushka.
Homemade vodka right there.
Хай вчора ще хоч випити.
Come on.
I've made some moonshine and brandies before.
Ти їж, Міша, ти їж.
Might still do.
На здоров'я. Приезжайте
Man, I
на
bet that's
Ривашку
good. I'd like to try.
Баба сама жене.
That's babushka moonshine.
На, остановись.
I want a shot of that.
А воно ж мені не надо, я повикидаю.
She wants you like to finish the bottle and to finish all the food that she put on the table for you, but it's impossible.
И вам спасибо.
Oh my god.
She's awesome.
Ой, соловейчик.
I love old people.
Moonshine shots.
I wish
Homemade from a
young people
babushka
would.
in the middle of Ukraine, Chernobyl. I'm in love, I think.
Well, that was really special. Thank you so much.
I
for
want
taking
some of
us,
that.
Misha.
Homemade vodka.
She's really lovely. At this very moment, we're pretty close to the site of Chernobyl nuclear power station. Come with me, please. I'll
Okay.
show you.
We're getting closer to
5.4.
ground zero.
So now it's like 10 times normal.
This is 10 times higher than normal.
Yeah.
Are you never worried about your own safety?
I'm worried, always worried. But yeah, I told
could-
you, if you follow the
I could
rules,
tell you a lot about
if you
radiation
don't spend
and how it
too much
works and
time at the
stuff,
highly contaminated place, everything will be fine.
What's the highest you've ever captured?
Now we just measured 3 and I measured 20,000.
I've
Where was
forgotten
that?
a lot too,
It's a
but
secret place. I will not tell you that.
the time has a
You're saying
lot
that it
to
was
do
like,
it.
oh, this is highly contaminated.
this is
and
highly
this
The time
was
and
free.
the
And you
amount.
registered 20,000.
Radiation
But
you're
I'm
getting.
still alive. Look, after
Amount
10 years,
versus
I'm still
your
okay.
exposure
Yeah, I
time.
start glowing at night when I drink too much vodka, but that's fine.
You could be more exposed at lower levels, and you don't need as much protection. A paper suit may be all you need, versus in some areas you need 8-foot concrete.
That's the structure
to
that
stop the
covers
radiation.
the exploded reactor.
Holy shit. I just didn't realize we were here. This is it. That's it.
Yeah, that's where we are.
They put a dome
So
over
on the
it.
inside, there's still a bunch of, like a lot of extremely highly radioactive
Contaminated materials. Yes.
And they need to take their time to make sure that they're dismantling it safely.
Yeah, they need to do it.
How long do they think it's going to take?
It's hard to say.
Like literally right there is where it all went down. And you said we're gonna get closer too, huh? Love that for us.
Water stops it. Water is really good at stopping it. The radiation can't travel very far at all. So that's one thing they try to do, or bury it, which that's.
This is fucking crazy. Right? Like legit right there. How far?
300 meters.
Yeah. From where it all went down.
Yeah, it's only 1 point something. In 1986, I think radiation levels here were like maybe 1 million times higher, but not these days. Like they cleaned all this site, they removed like soil from over
that's
here,
scary.
they brought new one, they built all this new road, everything, and like the Geiger counter right now just detects those gamma rays that come out like through the walls, through everything through here.
The steel building that they build around it, they estimate is going to last between 70 and 100 years. And after that, they're going to have to figure out a new solution. They've spent
You're talking
2.1 billion euros doing this.
They're saying 100
It's far
years
from
that
over.
structure
And
will
that's the weird
last
thing. It's like,
versus
Chernobyl,
thousands of years
in
for
history books,
radiation to
1986.
decay.
Okay.
Thousands.
Yeah. My grandpa was one of those liquidators who were involved in cleaning this site immediately after the accident. So he was working
Nuclear, at the nuclear plant I worked at, they store the spent fuel. They store it in inside containers, barrels. I think there's liquid in there, but they store these barrels, and the power plant has to be responsible for those barrels that are all just put out, stored. They have to be responsible for them for 1,500 years or some crazy number like that. I mean, that's many lifetimes, you know, and they've signed a contract or whatever. They agree to be responsible for those storage of that used radiation for 1,500 years.
on a tractor and like removing like highly contaminated soil around the power station. And my grandma, she still keeps all the documents that his death was directly linked to high doses of radiation that he obtained.
And he died at what age?
39.
39.
39.
Well, your grandpa was very brave. There's a lot of people that lost their lives coming to make this place decontaminated and
there
safe
are
again.
thousands, I think maybe 100,000 of people who died because of the earth.
In the afternoon of our second day, we had a chance to sit down with one of the surviving liquidators of the Chernobyl disaster and hear how this impossible task changed his life to this day.
Back in 1986, I was civil chemist doing my civil job, but in the Soviet Union, all healthy males have to undergo mandatory military training.
So were you called in after the accident happened?
Yeah, sure. Nobody could imagine what's happening here. You know, explosion of a nuclear reactor was considered impossible at that time. You know, and so it was expected that it was some minor, explosion with some minor leak, and it took, let's say, 1 day to realize that it's necessary to move the citizens of the town of Pripyat. They were able to evacuate a town with 50,000 in population 36 hours after the explosion, and it was on Saturday and Sunday. It's incredible logistic achievement. In terms of social health and psychological health, Chernobyl was a real disaster for the liquidators. I did have, PTSD, as many veterans have.
So these trucks were among the many that were used to clean up after the mess of Chernobyl. And these trucks now have just been washed over and over and over. And they're now just standing here, rusting, because there's a sign on all of these trucks saying that these are not allowed to leave the 10-kilometer exclusion zone.
And I realized that the way of memorialization of the event, it matters for the health state of the Chernobyl liquidators. Because the present situation, when it said, wow, the Chernobyl mitigation was a total fail and nothing was done, meaning that they all are just stupid idiots which failed to mitigate this accident. But I am to tell you that, well, yesterday I was driving at the Red Forest, and the levels here was 1,000 times smaller comparing to what I in person measured back in 1960. 1,000 times. It's a huge achievement of mitigation.
So how long were you here when you...
35 days and nights. And I'm saying days and nights because my job was round the clock one.
What do you want people to know about Chernobyl? What do you want people to take away?
Chernobyl is a story of survival, of overcoming, of painful learning and, prospects for a new life. Chernobyl really made me a different personality. It made me stronger, more responsible, more humane in a way. Sometimes it's quite good to have in your biography something which you cannot fail. It supports you. I did good job in Chernobyl. It's impossible that I cannot handle this particular task, and you do it.
So you feel like it gave you a sense of confidence and self-respect,
of course,
in regards of any other task in your life.
Yeah, of course.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
It was my pleasure.
Nothing, compares to.
Thank you so much.
It was my real pleasure, guys.
Okay, have a good one.
We're going in to check.
Okay. Crazy. So, just so you know, this was one of the first, big disasters at a nuclear power plant. And back in these days, 1986, a lot of people working close inside to that reactor, they didn't have the knowledge and education we do now. Even just to work in and around that area, we had to learn a lot about radiation, how it behaves, and the effects and everything. Those people back then, they didn't necessarily all have that knowledge. And when there was the meltdown, basically the uranium, it constantly heats up and causes a reaction, and it's a heat. It just heats up, and that's to boil water to make steam to turn the turbine and make power. But a lot of guys, when you can't cool that uranium down, it takes off and goes wild, and it gets heat. The heat goes out of control, and it'll melt the whole building down. And that's what happened when you can't cool it down. And those systems weren't operational, weren't able to keep keep it cool like you're supposed to, and then the heat runs out of control and melts the whole building down. So that's kind of what happened. But anyway, hope you enjoyed that. So till the next time, hope you had a good one. Well, there you have it. I hope you enjoyed that video. I'm glad you made it this far. If you liked it, hit the like button. That gets it sent out over the interweb so everybody else can see it. And if you haven't subscribed yet, hit the subscribe button. We would really appreciate that support to help grow the channel. Also, we want to know what you're thinking, and we'd like to read your comments. So get in there. And also, to support us, you can check out my online store at Shopify at nickel-dimes-2.myshopify.com. Go there, browse the products, check it out. Might be some cool stuff that might actually come in handy. So other than that, thanks for the support. Have a great day, and we'll see you on the next episode. Bye.